Greetings and salutations, Life and Poetry fam. Welcome back to Poetry 102 with Marcus T. Now, guys, if you've been following along with this series thus far, you know what we're going to talk about here. If not, let me go ahead and break it down what this series is about. In the Poetry 102 series, we'll be discussing tips, tools, and techniques with how to find your voice in writing, finding your writing style, as well as developing voice and tone in your specific writing style. Disclaimer: these can go for a plethora of writing styles. This isn't just specifically for poetry, because I am your resident poet. Because this is poetry, a life in poetry with Marcus T. We're going to specifically hone in on poetry here. But remember, guys, that these here can transcend through pretty much any writing styles you go through. In the previous videos, guys, we've talked about things such as the 5 steps to finding your voice in writing. We've defined what voice was. We've talked about, and the video that came out this week here, we talked about what is writing style, right? What is a writing style? And we broke those things down as we move along. And I mentioned that in the video, this video here, we'll be talking about the 2 elements of any writing style, right? And again, remember, guys, these can go through any writing style that you want to tap into. It doesn't have to be poetry. It can be short story writing, a novel writing, children's writing. They play a critical part in any writing style. What I'm giving you here, tap into it, right? And remember, guys, that these things take time to hone in, to develop, and it's okay. Right. So again, today we're going to be talking about two elements of any writing style. But before we jump into that, guys, I want you to go ahead and make sure that you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Once that's done, be sure to turn on that notification bell. So that you can be notified every time we here at Life and Poetry drop a new video. And remember that we say we. I don't always do that. That I say we. Because you never know who's going to pop up in graces with their presence here on the channel. There may be some old faces there. There very well may be some new faces. You never know, but to know, you have to do what? Stay informed. And to stay informed, you have to make sure that you turn on that notification bell. Because we're dropping gems here, guys. We're dropping gems, and I really pray that you're able to grasp what I'm giving you guys. And remember that don't just stop with what I'm giving you. Dive in more. Continue to research on your own. Continue to build your foundation as you continue to develop your unique writing style. Remember, your writing style. Now, this is what I use for me. I want to know what you use for you. I want to know how you're getting where you're getting in your writing and your process you're going through. I want you to understand your process for yourself. Remember, it's your capital letters, YOUR, your unique writing style, and it's going to take time to get there. Take as much time as you need to get there, to build your foundation, to develop your skill of how to apply these things to your writing. As you're finding your own voice in writing, as you're finding and developing your unique writing style, as you're understanding how to add these things into the foundations of your work, right, guys? So let's talk about the 2 elements of writing now. I know in previous videos I've given you guys examples along with the definitions and trying my best to sum it all up, bring it all together. This video is going to be a bit different. I'm giving you the elements, and the elements, what they are, and the definition of what we and how we can define those elements, right? But I'm gonna stop there in this video here because I don't want to foreshadow your next step in getting to your writing. I want you to find a way to tap into this on your own, to find a journey through this process here without being guided or pushed into a specific direction. I know that sometimes when a person is giving you something, such as a teacher or something like that, a lot of times we may hone in on how they're doing things, and we may try to figure their work out and try to do these things here while trying to do ours, balance out at the same time. It works for some people, but I want you to be able to think. I want you to be able to think as you go with this one here. I want you to be able to use this here and practice with these here in your writing. I want you to be able to practice applying these 2 elements here as you're moving through finding out writing voice, writing style, all those things, right? So the 2 elements of writing style, right, are, as I mentioned before in the previous video, are voice and tone, right? Voice is and can be defined as the personality you take that you take on in your writing. It is the point of view through which you're telling a story. Again, voice is the personality you take on in your writing. It's the point of view through which you're telling a story. That's voice. Tone. Tone is identified by the attitude that a piece of work conveys, a piece of work or writing conveys. Writers create tone through elements like word choice, sentence structure, and grammar. Word choice, sentence structure, and grammar. That's tone. Again, tone is identified by the attitude that a piece of work conveys. Through word choice, sentence structure, and grammar. So you have your two elements. Guys, I want you to practice this here and practice. I want you to practice with a short story, right? Nothing long, nothing vast. I want you to try to write a short story while practicing implementing voice and tone, right? You have your definitions. Voice is the personality in which your writing takes on. Tone is identified by the attitude the writing conveys. If you want to go back and do more research on these here as you're writing, please do so. Again, I encourage you to challenge everything I give you, right? Don't just take everything I give you with a grain of salt. Challenge it all. Challenge it all. I want you to be able to stand on your own foundation in your own unique writing. And I don't want you to take on my writing style if it doesn't work for you, right? Again, I don't follow a lot of rules. And for me in poetry, I tend to write what I'm feeling, what I've been through, or where my mind just takes me through. Now, I've had situations in my writing where I have written poems for people I've never even met before, right? And then I met them, okay, this applies here to this, so on and so forth. That's cool and all. But again, I want you to take these elements here and take everything else that we've talked about, and I want you to apply it into your writing, right? We talked about what voice is. So we know what voice is in the writing work, as well as specifically in poetry. We talked about we went over 5 unique steps defining your voice in writing, right? We've talked about what a writing style is. Now we know what the 2 elements of any writing style is, and we're going to apply them to your next body of work. Again, like I said, this video is going to be pretty short, so I'm going to close out here. But I really encourage you to keep writing, keep trying, keep pressing on, keep believing in yourself, and no matter what, keep doing you unapologetically as you write. Underline that twice. Unapologetically as you write. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can. You are your own. You are the writer. You have the pen, the pencil, the keyboard. It's in front of you. Your writing style, unique to you, that works for you, that you developed and you laid a foundation for. Right? Again, voice and tone. I want you to practice using those elements there as we prepare for next week, as we move into the 4 types of writing styles, and all, as well as 8 tips for developing your own writing style. Right? Again, next week we're going to be talking about, next week Tuesday, we're going to be talking about the 4 types of writing styles. And following that video, as we conclude on Thursday to close out the series, we will talk about the 8 tips for developing your writing style as we close out. I love from your family, guys. I pray you got something from this here. Again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know any comments, questions, or concerns you have about it. If you don't feel comfortable, comment down below. My email address is in the description down below. Feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media sites, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever it may be, or Twitter. Everything you need to know to follow me or find me is down below in the subscription. If you email me, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, as soon as I get the email. I won't leave you lingering. But guys, poetry, writing, novelists, short storytellers in general, you guys are amazing. You're amazing. You have a unique skill. You have a gift. And I thank you for sharing your gifts with us. I thank you for being unapologetic with it as you move forward and growing your writing. But again, guys, I want to close out here. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for following along so far in the Life and Poetry 102 series. In closing out, as you always say, remember these 2 things along with everything else we told you. But those 2 things are simply be blessed. Wrong. I don't care. Stay safe. Be blessed. And until next time, We out. Peace.